couple things I'm looking at, or a couple things I'm looking for this week. I posted in the Discord um, the three stocks. I always put SPY and QQQ on the watch list, but I posted three others: RGTI, Hood, and SMCI. SMCI we're already inside on premium. We started early positions, but we'll be looking at that a little bit later. SPY and QQQ. This is kind of just a rundown of what I think about the market, or what I'm expecting this week. Just off of news sources online, Twitter, or like just basic stuff. If you do your research, some people are saying that we are expecting a bullish week, just because of earnings or other things. So, there is bullish possibilities, but there is still open space to the downside. There's still the news can still come out negative, and earnings can still go bad. So if I'm gonna mute. Anyways, SPY can move up this week, but it can also move down. So just be aware of that. I'm expecting a very volatile week, so I don't expect to be ranging. I expect to see some type of breakout this week. So again, upside, I said it's above 770, would look good, and then targeting towards all-time highs towards 780. If news comes out bearish and PCE and all that stuff comes out bearish, PMI, we can push below 762 into the open space here. All these green candles are open space, and that can get filled very fast. It happened too fast, so can definitely just start moving down very fast. And then these are the levels at 758, my midline sitting towards like 753, and then the bottom of that box at like 748. And again, these are the levels here. So if we keep dropping, this is where we're going to start heading towards. But I'm expecting a bullish week, if not a pullback into here and then higher. The reason I can see a little bit higher though is because of QQQ. We're sitting on this demand level that I have marked at 710.60 to 713.40. QQQ can go higher off of this level here, push into 719 or 720, and then towards this midline at 725 and then 730. It's holding the levels. The 200 moving average is right here. So again, pushing higher is a possibility due to the fact with news and everything. But all this open space right here can get filled, and the market can just crash down towards like 689 or 690-ish. But yeah, so those are levels for SPY and QQQ. Just be aware. You can trade SPY and QQQ this week. I would just be careful because again, it can still range, and the news sentiments can push you out of your contracts really fast if you're doing options and day trading it. The bigger stocks, or I'll kind of just show you everything that I have or set up here. I don't really talk about Meta, Nvidia, Tesla, or IWM at all. IWM is supposed to go a lot higher. People are saying this can be the next QQQ. Again, just something to watch out for. I just saw that somewhere. Nvidia this week, I am watching due to earnings this week. Watching this level here. I am going to show you guys what I saw on Nvidia. Let me see if I can find it. I was showing a couple people earlier, but Nvidia 230 calls caught my eye this week. So you're going to see here, if we go to 14-day, we had a big buy order. Some people sold off, but the reason I'm still watching this is because yesterday there was 39,000 contracts traded, 27,000 contracts carried over, and 25,000 contracts were traded on Friday before close. So if I can see a lot of these contracts carry over, there's a higher chance that we're going to see 230 calls do really good this week. The average is sitting around 209. Again, you can see how it's on this big downtrend. These contracts were towards $6. So this is a good buy. This is something I'd be watching. You can see premium's pretty high up there. Open interest is rising and volume is there. So this is something I'd be watching for options flow. Chart doesn't look too pretty, right? But Nvidia has earnings coming up, right, on Wednesday. So with the bounce off this EMA, with the bounce off this box, we can definitely see this open space get filled, and we can go back up into 230 and possibly even higher, especially after earnings this week. I think I don't know what the numbers were on Twitter. I was just looking at it, but again, people are bullish on Nvidia and Avgo earnings. So yeah, flow. This is the flow on it. So this is something I'd watch out for or pay attention to. Um, Again, the call premium is pretty high up. It kind of spiked here. The put premium's pretty high still, but again, something I'd still be watching. Um, double call premium. There's only 4 billion in put premium, and double the call volume. um, Next thing, obviously Tesla. I think me and Chance were looking at this. But that seller control level or that seller control zone broke out, and now we're at that top of the box. Now we're just pushing higher. I think Tesla will stop and pull back a little soon just because of the bottom of this green candle. Um, it's necessarily going to stop or take profits. These are where buyers are sitting. So again, we're going to see some reaction there. We can see some pullback, but eventually if we can hold above 365, we'll go to the next bottom of the green candle towards 378, 380, which happens to be this midline. So again, expecting a little retest or for it to be a little slow, but again, it can still move. This is the stuff on the watch list. We have RGTI, SMCI, and Hood. RGTI, again, I took these for a loss last week. I think I lost 80% on these contracts. Again, I still think these contracts are good, or RGTI is good. The structure is very strong on this midline. This support towards about $13 is very strong. We had that breakout from that level. Again, this green candles, this is open space. It's going to get filled. So we come back down, we fill that open space. Same thing here. So this red candle is open space. This green candle comes up and fills it. This green candle is too big, comes back down and fills it again. All these red candles is open space, so I'm expecting it to go higher. EMAs can cross into the midline sitting at $20, and then we can see the top of the box at $22.44. Again, EMAs are holding a good support here. We end up dipping down, but buyers end up showing back up. So if we can get it back above this bottom of the box towards like $18, I can see the stock push into 20 and then 22. And again, it has clear moves up, a lot of open space towards the upside. SMCI, another stock I'd be watching, has that strong support at the bottom here from 23 to 28. That midline was a strong support. We end up going up to this midline, and it's a resistance level. With that resistance level, there's a 200 moving average right here. So expect some resistance, but I am expecting higher into the top of the box at like $45. We see EMAs crossing on the 1 week. So again, this is a good sign. Again, just want to see us get above this midline at like 38.50, and we can push higher into the top of the box. I'll line this up with flow and premium. So a lot of these I'll show with flow. Luke, sometimes I trade earnings, just not all the time. Most of the time it's just really risky. I try not to though. But again, you can see SMCI EMAs are crossing open space again up towards the top. I loaded light on these contracts, very, very light, but again, upside is still there. The next one is Hood. This one had a bullish engulfing candle or a number 3 candle. You can see how this rounded bottom is starting to form on this chart. I like this setup. Again, we had this open space. We're coming up to fill it. Again, we can push higher if we can get above this midline. We bounced off EMAs with a bullish engulfing weekly candle. So again, this is a good sign that the stock can push higher. I'd look out for flow, but my first target would be 115 and then 120. Now for stuff that I kind of did a little bit more research on, or that I'm kind of watching a little bit more. Mushy pointed out app. This is a good one. He pointed it out in public chat, but this is going to be a good buy. Again, this is a huge gap. I don't know if this is a week or a monthly candle, but yeah, this is a monthly gap here. Again, we're pulling back into this monthly gap. This has a good fundamental background. I would look at the options flow on this, but it's at a discount. This one as high as $700. This has a deep pullback because it's filled the open space. But again, that's just something I'd be watching for in the future. J&J had a flag breakout that we caught. Duolingo has all this open space as well. This is something I'd be watching. All these red candles is considered open space. If I go to the weekly, I like how we are forming a kind of rounded bottom here. Since we are getting above this midline at like 141-ish, the next bottom of the green candle would be 166. So there's a lot of upside to this, 166, and then I would just target this midline at like 180. But you can see all these red candles creates open space, and again, this can be filled. I'd be looking at contracts. You can see that EMAs are crossing on the 1 week, and our 200 moving average is at 211. So again, a lot of open space and a lot of upside there as well. What's up, Demir? If you have any questions specifically on anything I'm doing, just make sure you guys ask them. I'll be looking at chat a little bit. But yeah, kind of just a rundown on that. Google as well, pulling back into these EMAs. This is such a strong support at 340. There's some Google buyers, but I'm just waiting on them. I think I have some contracts that I was looking at, but they're red. You can see, I think it was down towards here. Some of these Google contracts are ones I'd be watching. CoreWeave is done. I wouldn't be watching CoreWeave anymore. These contracts went from like $4 to $14. So these were good cons. A lot of these contracts are old, but I'll be posting in premium what my starter positions are, or what my actual bookmarks are. But again, WBD, this is another one I want to go over really quick. This has had this flag breakout that I've been watching. I pointed out on a weekly watch list like 2 weeks ago. Again, this had a flag breakout. It's pulling back into the EMAs, and you can kind of see it's kind of breaking out here. I looked at these contracts. There's 22,000 open interest in these. 15,000 more contracts of these were traded today, even though the average was only up 10 cents. So again, this is a huge buy for WBD, and this is just something I'd be watching out for. Again, a very small move, but something that can happen, very fast, and you can just make a lot of money off some cheap contracts. But yeah, there was 500,000 premium in that today, or on Friday. 15,000 volume traded, so we want to see how many of those contracts carry over. And again, if they are holding these are such a good add into the 30 call. The net premium's all right. It's not really moving too much, but again, just something I'd be watching out for. It looks like they're just trying to kill the short sellers on it. But I'd expect up into 30, and then the midline at 35. This is a pink watch list. It's kind of like what I've been watching, or what I'm kind of keeping an eye for. I'll kind of show you guys a little bit more. UNH has more open space. Open space will get filled. You guys can see on the 1 week chart, we are pulling back into the EMAs and pulling back into demand. But again, I'm expecting a bounce into these, and then expecting 450, 460, and then possibly 485 to get filled. Health is a leading sector. I haven't gone over this yet, but this is sector rotation. This is how you know what sectors are leading for swing trading. If you're trying to get into swing trading, I would use a sector rotation graph. I put this on the 1 week. I have a guide on how to use this, but again, premium members know. Sector rotation is going to help you, if this loads. But sector rotation is going to help you figure out where money is rotating in the market. When healthcare is up, you can see that communication services is lagging and that they are red. So there's going to be some things that are, or some sectors that are green and some sectors that are red. Sorry, bro. But yeah, so sector rotation is important. You can see for the weekly, this is going to take around 2 to 3 months to rotate. As you can see, sectors will rotate. Money flows in and out of different sectors, because when someone's selling a different tech sector, someone's buying healthcare or whatever. But you're going to see how they rotate. You got to be swing trading the right ones so you can be making money. We want to be swing trading healthcare, financials, utilities, industrials. If we start swing trading tech, it's going to start rotating into lagging or weakening. That's a put territory. That's a short territory, so we got to be careful. Again here, so this is what I'd be watching for the next 2 to 3 months on a higher time frame, which is healthcare, financials, industrials, communication services, things like that. But for the day or for the week, you can see for the next like 2 weeks, healthcare is strong, energy is strong, and utilities are strong. If you want to learn how to use this, there's a couple videos on YouTube, I think, explaining it. But again, you want to be long from lagging to improving or improving to leading. And you want to be short when it's going from leading to weakening or weakening to lagging. It's a little confusing, but bottom half is short territory. The top half is long territory, basically. But yeah, that's just little things that you guys should use. So this is the first thing I look at in the IPS system. I was explaining this earlier. But this is the first thing you look at to find out which sectors you're trading. You then go to the charts or options flow to figure out what stock you're trading within that leading sector. And then if you go to the chart first, you have to make sure obviously the structure and everything's good. And then you find the options flow. If you go to options flow first, you have to make sure the flow is good, and then you go find the structure and make sure that's good too. And once everything is valid, you can catch good setups and make sure, have high confidence because you layered it with so many confluences. But yeah, this is just how I trade. This is just how I do things. I'm not going to walk through too much more. I'm going to be posting a lot more in the analysis. I have a couple contracts that I want to post and a couple of stocks or names that I want to list. But if there's any questions, just ask them real quick, or if there's any stocks you want me to go over a chart for you guys, or if there's any options flow specifically, just let me know. I'll go over the options flow on certain tickers or explain a little bit more to you guys. Let me know. Yeah, especially if you're new, if you don't know anything, or if you're your first time in here, please ask questions. I do things a lot differently than other swing traders or other traders in general, so it's just not gonna. It's very random. LMND. I got you. You want to look at the flow too? This looks good. So, are you doing shares or options on these? I like LMD or LMND because of this cup and handle setup. I mean, you can kind of see it forming. We dipped into the handle. You could see that. Um, you're good. You're good, brother. Can I buy WNB? WNB. I'll look at that. I'll look at that in a second. But LMND, again, this is open space. What happens to open space? It gets filled, right? So all these candles come up and fill it. You can see this cup and handle form. The stock is not going to go straight up. It's going to pull back. We pulled back into this EMA at the cup and handle. So again, this is a strong move towards, again, you're going to see 58, 62, 66, and 77. Again, this can be really strong, possibly even 94. Again, this is a strong cup and handle where we're targeting possibly even 150. I'd look at, let me see. You just bought 54 calls on it? Yeah, so it really just depends on your expiration. Um, hmm. Yeah, I mean, it gets pretty active. I want to see specifically. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, you can see here on just like these calls here, you're having constant ads. I mean, on this day, there was people who sold over when it dropped here, but the contracts ended up getting back up, so it was just squeezing people out on the 60 calls. Again, I think this can go higher. I'm gonna do a little bit. I'll look a little bit more into it for you. Let me see. We'll go over here. You have way more than double the call volume. Obviously, you can see how they're just buying up on these dips. I'm gonna look at. Let's see. The premiums there too this month. Yeah, I want to see more ads on these, but again, we have 60 calls and 65 calls. It looks like they have some puts there, but the puts aren't really dated that good. Like, I don't think they're gonna be worth anything. I think that these are just the hedge. Um, but again, it looks like they're playing both sides due to the consolidation there. But again, I can see it pushing upwards. You have a strong cup and handle, and if you're buying shares on it, it's even better because it looks like it'll push higher. Let me see. Let's do at least 90. Yeah, so your next biggest gamma level is 70. So again, I think they're pushing higher. I think you're going to at least $70. But yeah, LMND looks good. Um, premium, premium right now is 125. It's in the join now. That's just kind of, I just updated it today. It was $60 earlier, but I tried to put out as many notifications as I could. October 2nd, GDIB. You want these WBD calls, right? Let me see. Can I buy? Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to risk it, um, GDIB, then again, WBD looks good. Again, I'm looking to go into this box right here. This is a monthly fair value gap that I have marked. This monthly gap is showing that institutions are sitting right there. We're sitting above the 200 moving average. We bounced off the EMA here. Again, 30 calls would look good. You can see that the EMAs bounced and they're crossing here. We had just a strong week. And then with these being loaded with 22,000 open interest, it's just something unusual, something I'd be paying attention to, especially with 15,000 contracts traded on Friday. That's a little unusual to me. So again, that's just something I would pay attention to. I gotta mute. Sorry. But yeah, you can buy those calls. I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna buy them. I'm gonna load some. We'll see how they do. I'm gonna load light though. That doesn't mean just go all out on them. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Anything else you guys want me to go over or explain a little bit better? Um, Again, I just kind of want to make sure you guys understand everything or you guys get everything as well. You're interested in the flow of Virginia. Oh, yeah, you were talking about it, right? I think you were talking about it. I remember, I remember. Yeah, I get free alerts as well. So make sure you go to the alert sign up, and in the alert sign up, you just react to the message on what alerts you want. I do free orb alerts, free lotto alerts, and then free swing alerts. I post in there, I don't know. I mean, you can scroll up and kind of see how frequently I post in them, but I'll post some free alerts for you guys every once in a while. Yes, I went over NVIDIA. I'll go over it again really quick just so I can explain what I see. Um, I mean, RGTI sitting at 18, simple. But there's these 18 calls. There's 5,000 traded. If they hold them over, possibly it goes higher. I want to see like, again, higher number calls. Like, I mean, these 24 calls, but that's just such a random number. Yeah, there's no data on this one either. What the heck? Let me see. What the heck? Yeah, so again, There was 1,000 contracts traded this day, 995 carried over at a 2-cent contract. It's interesting. I don't know how interesting. Not too interesting. It's not really high in premium compared to how much premium is on RGTI. Um, but yeah, I mean, nothing looks too crazy. Like, I mean, there's like 116 days out. I mean, it's something I'd add to the watch list, but I wouldn't buy it now. I would wait closer to the expiration date, to buy that, or at least see the setup form. But yeah, really nothing else I'd be watching out. I mean, look, there's these 17 puts 25 days out with 21,000 people holding them, but 9,000 contracts traded, 1,000 people sold. So it looks like people are just selling these off too. Um, yeah, but nothing too interesting on RGTI. I mean, this is the highest contract in premium. There are these 17 calls. So if they didn't sell these on Friday, then I mean maybe it goes higher, but they were up over 100% on from Thursday to Friday. I agree. I agree. So Nvidia, I was looking at these 230 calls. This just caught my eye because there was these 39,000 contracts traded and 27,000 of them carried over. 25,000 contracts were traded on Friday. You can see these big buys. Nvidia has the earnings. Um, Again, this kind of all I went over for Nvidia. But the premium or the options volume, again, you're gonna see that there's double the premium in calls, double the volume in calls. Again, we just started to go short, or like premium started to fall on calls, but that's fine because again, these contracts dropped and these people are loading these. So again, it's just something I'd be watching out for, looking at this week. MSTR, dude, I haven't traded that since it was at like freaking $400. Um, Hit the institutional gap here again, back down to the bottom. You can see again, we're expecting this bounce. It's going to go to the bottom of the green candles. These bottom of the green candles are at 117. It pushes there. You can see that this is all open space, so we can come up and fill it towards like 175. Just not my type of setup yet. I think that EMAs are too far apart to just start moving upwards. Um, Yeah, I would kind of just wait a little bit because EMAs are just too far apart. The stock can't just keep moving up, or just it's got to set up a little bit. So I'd wait on MSTR. As far as Nvidia chart though, I was telling everyone it's kind of basic, but again, we got that pullback. Oops. We got that pullback into the EMA, into this demand zone, or into this gap here. And again, I'm expecting higher to take out this liquidity towards 230. These red candles are open space, but so are these green candles. So it can fall, but it can also go higher. But with this bounce and with those calls, I am looking higher. I would just be careful. I would try to look for the puts as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do y'all have any questions? Do y'all have any questions? I can go over a little bit more with you guys, or kind of just show you guys what else. Um, oh, maybe these two. GMC. I'm not looking at like GMC. That sector isn't really like too popular, and I don't really like to focus on like tariff news too much. But yeah, like this is too cheap for me. This it's basically a penny stock, and I don't really trade penny stocks. But INTC, this is something I'd be watching out for. So this is a contract I'd be watching out for if you guys are new here. Um, Again, 32,000 in open interest. Open interest means that those are how many contracts are being carried or how many contracts are open right now. Volume is how many contracts were traded that day. So if we go back, you guys can see on 8/13 there was 21,000 contracts traded, 12,000 contracts carried over, which made it, a total of 21,000 contracts being held. Again, another 21,000 contracts traded the next day, 9,000 contracts carried over, 6,000 contracts traded, another 1,000 carried over. So again, these people are buying these and layering these. I'm going to try to find more calls on this, but 135 calls for 25 days out. This is something I'd be paying attention to because, again, high open interest. They kept adding to it, and they're holding their position. They're not selling these. So again, I'd be watching out for this, or I'd be paying attention and just, watch these contracts because, again, you can make a lot of money just being early. Like, it sounds far, it looks weird, but it's something unusual, and it's something, these are the type of contracts you'd want to pay attention to. So if you see INTC go to 135, I told you. Oracle. Again, it's there. The 1 month EMA is kind of just settling, but it did catch support, so it looks like it's going to bounce off of this, but it's looking like it'll consolidate slowly up. It's back above the 200 moving average. It's getting back above the EMAs on the 1 week. So again, you would see above like 155, you can see 163, and then higher towards possibly the bottom of the green candle at like 175. Because again, this is your next nearest green candle on the 1 week. So 173 would be a nice target. That's probably where your EMAs would also end up. I would say it'd probably take like 2 to 3 weeks or a little bit right before earnings, which makes sense because stocks do like to run up before earnings. And you also have this bullish engulfing at the bottom here. But it looks like 165 could be a great target as long as we can get above the 153 level. And then possibly push higher towards that 175. But again, expecting slow moving just because, again, the EMAs are kind of just not ready for a move or not primed for a move on the 1 month. Any questions before we end this? Any other options flow contracts you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys feel like you missed or anything like that? I did update the prices, so if you can't or if you miss getting in, I'm so sorry. I tried to remind you guys as much as I could, but I'll try to post as much as I can for free for you guys. Yeah, I'm looking to play those NVIDIA earnings, and I'm just gonna go light. Like, it's expecting kind of zero thing. If you're playing earnings, you always gotta expect zero. Yeah, but longs. I'm watching longs. I'll let you know if that changes though. I'm gonna post analysis in premium on all these stocks and all the options flow that I have like saved. So make sure you guys have all your channels shown so you guys can see that when I post it. W, thank you, Simple, bro. It's nice having Simple back, bro. Simple's OG. Y'all don't even know. He's been here for 2 years, bro. He knows what's up. He travels the world. He's just a chill guy. I like RTX. Yeah, I like RTX. Yeah, bro. Like I said, I don't know how to say your name, Uriel, I want to say it. But again, if you have questions, I know you just bought the lifetime, but if you have questions, just let me know. I want to make sure you understand everything because again, this is information you're not going to find anywhere else, and I think it's very valuable because it's very unique to me. I found this information myself after like trial and error. So again, if you need help explaining it, again, it's not like a YouTube video. It's not very basic information. It's just something I learned. So again, I get if it's a little hard to understand. My indicators are a 9 and 21 EMA. I'll show you guys everything. I'm gonna give you guys sauce real quick. But 9 and 21 EMA, right? So you set your 9 and 21 EMA. You just search up. It's called moving average exponential. So if you hit the backslash on your keyboard, moving average exponential, you're gonna search up. You're gonna click EMA. And click 9 and 21. Make sure this is on EMA. And that's it. That's all you need. And then you can get a 200 moving average. Again, these are for higher time frame moves. So I'm not day trading. I'm a higher time frame. Always higher time frame. Yeah, RTX is expensive right now because I believe they have earnings this week, right? 3 days or something. Something? No, I'm not even close. I'm lying. That's a different stock. What am I thinking about? It's on here. Where did I put it? Marvel. Marvel has earnings in 3 days. Oh, the box with the red line in the middle. This is not an indicator. This is how I just draw my boxes. It's just a rectangle. I extend it to the right, and then I add a midline. That's all it is. Yeah, bro. Uriel, ask me tomorrow. Hit me up with questions. I want to make sure. I don't know why your role didn't add yet. I think WAP says it's still like processing. So, again, just kind of see how long or what that'll do or whatever. But yeah, I'll let you know, brother. Demir, what do you mean? How can you start? Are you trading already? What do you want to start doing, brother? Oh, you're already into trading on Q. Well, we trade options over here. Again, if you want to know what options are, I have like a free education section. I'll put it in the chat real quick. But it's just like basic options education. I didn't mean to do that. Again, it's just basic options education, and if you want to learn what options are, kind of just the basics of it, that's just like every section put out for you, like what calls are, what puts are, what a strike price is, expiration, and it's put out so you can take notes. So you don't have to pay anything to like learn, basically. How do you get the free trial? So free trial is still up for $60. I'll tell you guys that right now. I'm gonna take it down after the stream. So if you don't have a free trial right now, you better get it because I forgot to take it down and it's still $60 right now. So if you want the free trial, like Julie or something, I know the price I said was $125. I forgot to take the free trial down. So you could grab that link while you can. If not, by the end of the stream it's gonna be gone. Cherry Wawa. So I the way I place or the how I find these it's super, I don't know how to explain it. So like very basic, right? Very basic cherry is that I mark higher time frame gaps. So I'm marking higher time frame gaps, whether it's on a 1 week or 1 month chart, and I'm marking consolidation zones on a higher time frame, so 1 week or a 1 month chart. The reason I'm doing that is because institutions they don't care about a 5-minute gap. They don't care about your 4-hour gap. They don't care about none of that. They're looking at these larger, higher time frame gaps because that is where they show up in. So I mark these gaps on a 1 week or a 1 month time frame, and then this is how I get those boxes. Right? Or it really depends. So like when I'm teaching you, Really anything that is open space. So you can see that from the top of this green candle to the bottom of this red candle, all these green candles become open space. I just drew that, and then the midline ends up being that support for this bot or for this candle. Like it's just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I do post calls, but the the best thing to do is to learn. So I would recommend you can join and, take some of the calls, but it's not going to do anything if you don't understand it or if you're not learning it, because then you'll just panic. Where do I post them though? I post them in chat. Yeah, so even with signals, you can still fail. Simple's right. Again, if you are panic selling, if you are selling at the wrong time, if you are buying all the losing contracts, it's very possible to lose with signals. And that's why you have to understand the market and, pick and choose. Um, you won't get rich off signals. You won't get rich off copying somebody. It happens, you get lucky, but chances of you losing it are 99 out of 1, because you don't know what to do with it. You don't know how you got that. So you'll lose it. Yeah. Any other questions? Cherry, Bliss, Demir, Luke, Mayor, Recoil, Uriel, Oxygen, Simple. If y'all have anything, just please let me know before we get out of here. Again, the free trial will be gone once I leave this call. I am going to take it down. I totally forgot that it was there. Should we trade tomorrow? Is anyone going to be trading tomorrow? Y'all going to wake up or maybe by myself? Let me sign up on it real quick. Go ahead. Sign up. Sign up while you can. You're going to be trading Simple? You're on the futures. You're on your futures live, yeah? Simple's a goat, bro. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, I want to see. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. Yep. I just posted the free trial link. This is the last time because I am going to delete the channel and I am going to delete the link. If you have access to a $60 link or somehow, or you have the $20 link still, I am deleting all of the, it's going to be out of stock. So you won't even be able to buy it even if you have the link. So you better buy now. I'm going to close it. Oh, please wait. Sorry. Don't mean to rush you. Yeah, bro. Again, I haven't even seen you here, Oxygen, but again, I would love to help you out more. Again, this is a lot of information you're not going to get in one day, so tune in more. And again, I want to help you learn and teach you guys, so I'll try to do a lot more of these and post a lot more. But welcome. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I'll be trading. Daily watch list for premium members will be there, and I will be looking at some options flow, and I'll be posting some analysis tonight. But I hope you guys have a great night. It's getting late, but I'll see you guys, and I'll catch you.